Alright, let's get this over with. The second part of UUID. And I'm going to talk about that Apple data analytics as well. So, what can people do with UUIDs? In product and web analytics, UUIDs can track user behavior across various platforms. So the other word is social engineering, such as mobile application, websites, and web applications. By assigning a universally unique identifier to a user, you can quickly identify their behavior and analyze it, providing insights and improving your product. Privacy concerns. Why use UUID in the database? Database sharing is a technique used to distribute data across multiple servers to improve the performance and scalability. UUIDs simplify this process by providing unique identifiers that are not tied to a specific shard. This means that the data can be distributed across shards without the risk of duplicate keys. Now, let's move on to the Apple's data analytics. I introduced how you can find data analytics and the UUID if it's useful for you in the last episode. So now we're going to delve into more. In Apple's data analytic context, UUID are used to uniquely identify devices and other entities within the Apple's ecosystem, but with a strong emphasis on user privacy. While direct access to a device's UDID, which is Unique Device Identifier, is different than UUID, is deprecated. Apple provides alternative UUID-based identifiers like identifierForVendor and advertising identifier for various purposes. So, for identifierForVendor, okay, that's all one word, this UUID is unique to each vendor or app developer and applies to all apps from that vendor on a particular device. It's useful for identifying users or devices within the context of a specific app developer. Oops, I just said that. Second, advertising identifier. This UUID is used for advertising purposes and is consistent across all apps on a device. However, users can reset or limit the identifier for privacy reasons. Examples of UUID usage: tracking users' interactions, personalized experience, and social engineering. Important considerations: obviously, privacy. Developers need to be mindful of user privacy when using UUIDs and should adhere to Apple's guidelines and best practices. Second, persistence. UUID should be stored securely, such as user defaults or in the keychain, which, no, that's not secure enough, to ensure they persist across app launches and device usage. Custom UUIDs or developers can also generate their own UUID for internal use within their apps. So in summary, while Apple has moved away from directly exposing the UDID for privacy reasons, the UUIDs remains a crucial tool for unique identification in data analytics, with developers relying on identifierForVendor, advertising identifier, and custom UUIDs to track user behavior and deliver personalized experience within the Apple ecosystem. Thank you very much.